What up, GamFam? Today we're going to be going through the Travis Scott songs tier list, going from a couple select songs off Pharaoh all the way up to Astroworld, including a couple singles. Each tier, we got S, A, B, C, D. Now, if something gets placed in the D tier, it doesn't mean it's necessarily bad, but I have to space things out for this tier list to make it even, complete, and have it make sense. S tier, I'm going to try not to put too many songs up the S tier, but just know if something gets placed in D tier, it's not necessarily bad, just bottom tier in Travis's discography. So starting off, we're going to go through in order, just starting off with the select few songs I picked, some of the fan favorites off Pharaoh. Dance on the Moon, solid track. I really like the hook on it. I feel like it's pretty underrated, but besides the hook, the rapping isn't anything special. It's a solid C tier song. Hell of a Night, absolute fan favorite song. A lot of people love this. I think it's great. It's not his best. I still think it's a solid A tier. It's a classic. MIA, it's a decent song. I'm putting it in C tier. Quintana, classic hook, very fun track. I think it's B tier. Upper Echelon, solid banger. Just like Quintana, it's a very fun song. Solid B tier. Uptown, another very fun track. I have to give it C tier though. It does sound kind of awkward compared to his newer stuff. Going on to Days Before Rodeo, we'll start off with like Skyfall. Skyfall, an absolute classic track. I do not think it's his best though, like some people say. It is a solid A tier track though. And going to the first S tier song, Drugs You Should Try. It's a great, phenomenal track. One of his best to this day still. Back is definitely one of the weaker tracks on Days Before Rodeo. I really don't enjoy this one. It's one of my least favorite songs by Travis. It's nothing special compared to anything else on Days Before Rodeo and anything else he's made to this day. Quintana Part 2, a classic, incredible song, but I'm not going to put it in S tier. It's going to go in A tier. Basement Freestyle, it's another okay song. It's not the greatest. Don't Play is a very, very great track. Definitely A tier. Days Before. See, Days Before Rodeo is a great intro, but the outro to like the song, I'm not the biggest fan of, but he does have some of his better rapping. Gray, another B tier. Now, these B tier songs are here. I'm putting them in B tier, but they are close to A. I could see them in A, but I gotta balance it out. Mamacita, definitely an A tier. It doesn't sound the best anymore. Sorry, but I gotta put it in C tier. Zombies, it's another okay song. I don't think it's the worst. Like, the hook's okay. I don't think it's necessarily bad, just maybe like high D. Like, I'll put it in low C, because I see it on the same level as these other tracks. And then Backyard's gonna have to go in B tier. I want to put it in A, but I don't enjoy it as much as I enjoy like Skyfall, Quintana Part 2. Like, Backyard is really, really good, but just not as good as the other ones. Now we're on to the Rodeo tracks, starting off with Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler is easily one of his best tracks. I mean, come on. Amazing hook, just amazing trap banger. Such a great track. Easy S tier. We got this song here. The song is, I mean, it's an intro track. It runs on the shorter side. I'll give it solid B tier. It is a really great intro. Pray for Love. Pray for Love, absolute classic. S tier for now. Might lower it down to an A, just depending on how much stuff I want to put in S tier. Wasted, amazing beat. Like, it's very fantastic. I think this is a very underrated track, but I'm gonna have to put it in B tier because I don't see it running up here with these tracks. Maybe like high B, but I see it on the same level as these ones. Okay, alright. Another banger track. I think that song is too long though. Like, the second half is good, the alright part, but it's still the song still runs on longer than it really needs to. Never Catch Me. It is the expanded edition outro. Very, very good. A solid track, but again, just not the best on Rodeo. Oh my Decide, easy S tier, an absolute classic. Classic collaboration with Quavo, and I wish that their collab album sounded more like this, and less like how it actually did. The Huncho Jack project. I can tell. I can tell it's one of the lower tier songs on Rodeo, but still absolutely fantastic. I don't think any Rodeo tracks are gonna hit C tier. They're all like B tier and above. It's so phenomenal, but some of these tracks they're still fantastic, but just not his best work. Marie I'm Drunk, another Travis classic. Another Travis and Young Thug classic. Skyfall was a really great collaboration. Same with Mamacita between the two of them, but Marie I'm Drunk, I think that's their peak collaborations. Apple Pie. The outro on the original Rodeo, I really like the hook. I think it's a very good track. Not his best, but it is very, very good. A tier. Impossible. Another one of those higher tier song Rodeo tracks. I like the slower song where he's kind of singing more. It kind of sounds like something off 808s. 3500, fantastic banger song with Future and 2 Chainz. The song is too long. It's not really much of an issue, just the outro runs on a little too long. 90210, easy S tier, it's his best song. No more needs to be explained. Antidote, an absolute banger track. I don't think it's the best he's made. I think he's made better. Those 5 tracks off Rodeo are better. It's very fantastic, very high A tier, maybe S tier. It's on Your Grave, extremely underrated. I love this song. People put it as like the worst on the whole album, or one of his worst songs. I disagree. Flying High, one of the lower tier, arguably like the worst song on Rodeo. Doesn't mean it's bad. On to Birds, starting off with Beeps in the Trap with Nav. The song's great. I think it's B tier. Very good song. It's one of the best Nav performances. I think Nav had a good performance, believe it or not. Coordinate. The song grew off me. I'm gonna put it in B tier. First Take. I'm gonna have to put this in D tier. I've never liked this song. I've never really been a big fan of it. This has always been one of my least favorite songs by Travis. Sweet Sweet. Easy B tier, that Mike Dean outro. Top tier. Lose. I'm gonna have to put it in C tier. It's an okay song. It's one of the lower tier songs on Birds that drags down Birds a lot. Guidance, I'm gonna have to put this in D tier as well. When I first heard this song, I actually liked it a lot, but after a few listens, it grows off you quick. SDP interlude, it says extended on here, but I'm gonna rank it as the original as B tier. It's a great interlude. The extended would be higher, but that's not the one on Birds. B tier. Side, another banger track with 21 Savage. Pick Up the Phone, easily one of the better ones on Birds. A tier. Goosebumps, A tier. The Kendrick verse isn't the best. I still think it fits the song. It's just not the best that Kendrick could have done. Wonderful. We got another collab with Travis and The Weeknd. I don't think it's as good as Pray for Love. The Ends, one of my favorites on Birds. Might even be my favorite. A tier. And I love the Andre 3000 feature. Way Back, banger track. I'm gonna put it in A tier. Really like the Kid Cudi hums. And then Through the Late Night, I like the song a lot more in the past. I'm gonna put it in B tier. 5% Tint, easy A tier. Astro Thunder, another A tier. Fantastic vibe. Butterfly Flight's gonna go in B tier. It's one of the more popular songs and on Astroworld and in his whole discography, but it's not the greatest thing he's made. I'd say the Don Toliver feature is enough to put this in A tier. Carousel. We need more collaborations with Travis and Frank. It's just what we need. Easy A tier. Coffee Bean. I really want to put this in A tier, but I don't want to flood A tier. I'm going to put it B tier. It'd be like a very, very high B tier. Fornication. It's on the B tier. People have a lot of love for this one. I'm not as crazy for it. NC-17. Another very good collaboration with Travis and 21 Savage, but they took it to the next level. And I see it's like there is a quality difference between this and Outside that put NC-17 in A tier, but Outside stays in B tier. No Bystanders. An absolute classic. An absolute classic. A tier. The song grew off me a little bit. I would put it in S tier before, but right now I'm gonna have it in A. R.I.P. Screw is a very good vibe, but it's never one of my favorites on the whole album. Sicko Mode has to go in A tier. It's overplayed, but it is a classic. Skeletons. Another fantastic track. Arguably S tier. I'm gonna put it in A tier though. Stargazing, in my opinion, is the best Travis intro. There's not much of them, but it's still the best Travis intro. Beat Switch is amazing. It sounds like you're just entering the amusement park, which is what the track does. It sets up the atmosphere for the whole album. Stop Trying to Be God, S tier. I would say this is the best track on it, on Astroworld, and arguably could be Travis's best song, although I don't think that. It has an argument to be. Wake Up, I'm gonna have to put this in B tier. It's another good collaboration between Travis and The Weeknd. I think their collaborations are great, just not the best. Who What, this is definitely my least favorite on the whole project. It doesn't really sound like the most original. It just kind of sounds like he's gravitating towards his like basic sound with the Migos. Yosemite. It's another good song. B tier. Doesn't sound the best on the song. He sounds kind of awkward. Gunna and Travis do read the beat pretty well. We'll start off with Watch. This was pre-Astroworld. I'm gonna put this in B tier. It's a collaboration between Travis, Uzi, and Kanye. I don't think the Kanye verse is the best. Like Kanye did way better on like Ye and Kids See Ghosts. Got Franchise. It's overhated. The song gets a lot of hate and people overlook the song. The Scots released with Kid Cudi for a collaboration album that I don't even know if it's ever gonna come out. Another B tier song. Escape Plan. I'm gonna put this in C tier. Escape Plan is his solid like banger style for a track, but it's nothing new, it's nothing special. I enjoyed it the first couple listens, but I never revisit it. Mafia, which I'm gonna put in A tier. Mafia is fantastic. Mafia featuring J. Cole. I was surprised by the J. Cole feature, and I think J. Cole did a very good job on the hook. Then Highest in the Room. It's a great vibe, great outro. I could see it in A tier, but I don't want to put it in A because I don't visit it as much. There's a tier list. Looking at it, I don't know if I want to change anything. I do think this looks pretty good. I'm gonna keep it as is. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you want to see any other tier lists.